Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Recha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Genesis, the 27th chapter. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old, and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son, and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here am I. And he said, Behold now, I am old, and I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison. Remember, Esau was a hunter, right? And Isaac loved him because of the prey that he would bring, the venison, and he would prepare it real nice the way he liked it, and he would eat it. So Isaac says, look, I'm at the point, I'm old now, I could die any day now. His eyes were so dim he couldn't even see. And so he asked Esau to go prepare him a meal so he can enjoy it and give him a blessing. And make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt for venison, and to bring it. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison. Now remember, the Lord did say that two manner of people would be separated from her bowels. So she gravitated towards Jacob. She loved him more than Esau because she felt, that spirit, right? She could tell, like, yeah, Esau was one of her sons, but their mannerisms were different, right? The way they behaved and the characteristics. You could see it from a youth, from when they're younger and growing up. But in any case, she loved Jacob, and so she says she wants the best for him. So when she overhears this, maybe she was eavesdropping. She calls Jacob, right? She spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before the Lord Yahweh before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flock, and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats, so nice, young, fat, juicy baby goats. Bring me 2 of them, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. So she's like, go bring them, and I'll prepare it the same, just as he likes. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. So her plot was, you're going to get that blessing. All right, it's not going to him, it's going to you. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is an hairy man, and I am a smooth man, meaning that Jacob is like, I'm not as hairy as him. He's a real hairy guy. My father peradventure will feel me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver. So being that Isaac couldn't see, he would likely ask me to come closer, and where if I'm bringing him the food or whatnot, if he holds me, he'll feel my hands, he'll feel my skin, and he'll know that I'm not Esau, because Esau is much hairier. And I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. So he's saying once he thinks that I'm trying to deceive him, he might curse me instead of bless me. And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse. So that, you know what? You just listen to what I gotta say. If he curses you, that curse will be upon me. My son, only obey my voice, and go fetch me them. And he went and fetched, and brought them to his mother. And his mother made savory meat, such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob her younger son. So she took some of Esau's, nice clothing, the ones that he wears, and she made Jacob wear them. 2 reasons. One, mainly because, it's Esau's, but it would contain his scent. And she put the skins of the kid of the goats upon his hands and upon the smooth of his neck. So around the part of his neck area, probably the back of his neck, the sides of his neck. Now, how exactly she did it, doesn't go into detail. Maybe she, used, I don't know, put it together in a way where it would stick to his body. And she gave the savory meat and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came to his father and said, My father. And he said, Here am I. Who art thou, my son? Now keep in mind too, right? Yes, you can tell the difference between the voice of different people, but as they start to grow older and they start to get a more of a bass in their voice, their voices can become a bit more similar, right? Except the manner in which they speak is what you can tell the difference with. You know, how quick somebody speaks, right? How they articulate their words, their diction, all of those things. So Jacob comes, he calls Isaac. Isaac says, "Me, who are you? Right? Which one of my sons are you?" Um, Obviously he's blind, he can't see. And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, How is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? Because remember, you got to go hunt. Hunting is not a 30-minute thing, right? You gotta track the prey, follow it. If you don't see any, you gotta wait. You gotta set traps. It's not quick. So Isaac is like, well, I mean, Isaac is not an idiot. So he's like, wait, how do you get it so quick? And Jacob being quick witted, he said, Because the Lord Yahweh thy God brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Rebekah anticipated this. See, the word, I believe the name Rebekah also means ensnarer. All right, so she was also very cunning. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him, and said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he discerned him not, so he wasn't able to tell that it was Jacob. So he said, you know what? All right. Because his hands were hairy as his brother Esau's hands, so he blessed him. And he said, Art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, Bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now and kiss me, my son. And this was like a greeting, and this is usually a kiss on the cheek. And Isaac said that deliberately too, right? And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, see, his clothing, and blessed him and said, see, the smell is of my son, as the smell of my son is as the smell of a field, which the Lord Yahweh hath blessed. See, and Rebekah once again knew that. That's why she had him put on Esau's clothing. Therefore God give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. So this was the blessing that Isaac was going to give Esau, but instead he gave to Jacob. So he blessed him basically with the fatness of the earth, the best of it. All right, that he would be blessed. It would yield onto him, sort of like what happened to Isaac, right? When it said he planted and then he gained 100-fold. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. And remember that when they were in the womb, it was told Rebekah, the elder shall serve the younger. So who was the brother of Jacob? Esau. And by this blessing, he would serve Esau, meaning Salakia, he would serve Jacob, meaning Jacob would have dominion. Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. And this was all set up by the Most High anyway, right? For the story's sake. He could have just had Jacob be the firstborn. He could have just had Jacob be the loved one, more so than Esau to receive this blessing. But, he had to spice up the story a bit. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from hunting. So just as Jacob was leaving, Esau is coming in. And he also made savory meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, Let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled exceedingly. So he probably was shaking. Oh, whoa. And said, Who? Where is he that hath taken venison, and brought it me, and I have eaten all before thou camest, and have blessed him? So he said, then who, if you're Esau, then who came and got the blessing? Who brought me the venison that I just ate and blessed him? Yea, and he shall be blessed, meaning this blessing that I've given him, this isn't like let me hit the undo button and redo it again. No, once this blessing is gone out, it was in the name of the Lord. And that's it. It's going to stand. It's established already. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceedingly bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came, thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing. So they put two and two together, realize, damn, Jacob did that. And you can tell how frustrated Esau was. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? So now I see why they call you Jacob, because the name Yaakov means supplanter. For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? So isn't there anything left? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? I basically gave him everything. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Isaac lifted up his voice and, Esau lifted up his voice and wept. So he was crying. He was real. You could see that rage was really boiling up inside him. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And let's actually look at this in the NKJV as well. Okay, so it says, Behold, your dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven. But this would be by way, right, as it says, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And this is basically the only thing that he could give him, right? That this is why when you look even throughout the course of history, Esau did have certain dominions. In fact, he has dominion now, right? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And there were times where, as it says, when he shall have the dominion, meaning when he has the chance, he'll break free from that yoke or that reign of us upon his neck. And when you go throughout our early history and our dominion, we did have that dominion over them. But of course, they were able to break free. But we're going to get it again. Don't matter. It's all right. But this was all he had, because we got the eternal blessing and the birthright. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. So Esau basically, he was plotting this, right? That, soon it won't be long before Isaac dies. But that's okay, because once Isaac dies, they're going to have to mourn him and everything. But after that, he's going to kill Jacob. And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah. So remember, it wasn't just them, right? They had maids, they had servants, and they could hear. And they probably either overheard Esau talking to himself or thinking out loud. And they told Rebekah and said, yo, um, you got to watch out because Esau is trying to kill Jacob. And she sent and called Jacob her younger son and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau as touching thee. So listen, and this is what Esau is concerning you. This is what your brother's thinking. He doth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee because of what you did. He's he's consoling himself by meditating on basically that he's going to kill you. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice and arise, flee thou to Laban my brother to Haran, and tarry with him a few days until thy brother's fury turn away. And the few days is not talking about 1 or 2 or 3 days. It's talking about you stay there for a while. Until thy brother's anger turn away from thee, and he forget that which thou hast done to him. Because right now it was fresh in his mind. But over time, you grow older, you have kids, more major events happen in your life. And eventually this becomes something that's like, how many things happened to you as a kid that you were so furious about? And now you think back on it, you even laugh about it because it was like a childhood memory. So as it says here, he forget that which thou hast done to him, then I will send and fetch thee from thence. Why should I be deprived also of you both in one day? Because remember that, Isaac was going to die, but Esau had planned to kill Jacob as well. And she was saying that she couldn't take that. And Rebekah said to Isaac, I am weary for my life because of the daughters of Heth. Once again, remember, she was cunning. What she wanted to do was she was looking for an excuse to get Jacob out of there. So she goes to Isaac and starts complaining of the Hittite women. And she says, if Jacob take a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these, which are of the daughters of the land, what good shall my life do me? So she's basically, I might as well be dead. So she's basically pressing Isaac, and in hopes that he would send away Jacob, or her tactic is he's not going to marry any of these Canaanite women. He needs a woman of our family, right? And then she would press to say, send Jacob away. I don't want I don't want just any servant or whatever going on. Let Jacob go himself to my brother and get him a wife over there. And that brings us to the end of the book of Genesis, the 27th chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Recha Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.